Topic 1.7: Comparisons in the period 1200 to 1450. A direct comparison means looking at two or more things closely to see what is the same and what is different between them. We can directly compare many things, such as people, objects, ideas, happenings, or thoughts. To do a good direct comparison, we should concentrate on the special parts of what we are comparing. We need to think about how they are alike and how they are not alike. Doing this can help us know something better or help us choose between two or more choices. Direct comparisons: 1200s versus 1400s. From 1200 to 1450, notable shifts took place globally, especially in Europe. Examine contrasts between the 1200s and the 1400s. In the 1200s, the culture, feudalism. This period saw the dominance of feudalism, a system where lords owned land and had vassals. Religion. The Catholic Church had strong influence, shaping political and cultural aspects of life. Safety. Europe defended against invasions from groups such as the Mongols and the Ottoman Turks. 1400s. Culture. The Renaissance. This era marked the onset of the Renaissance, a period that valued individualism and human understanding more than before. Religion. Protestant movements began to challenge the Catholic Church's doctrines. Exploration. Europe shifted focus towards overseas exploration, beginning a new era of global expansion. Africa and the Middle East. 1200s. Trade. These areas were hubs for trade and culture, with networks like the Trans-Saharan and Indian Ocean trade routes fostering economic growth. 1400s. Global economy. There was a European emergence. Europe began to play a vital role in global trade, partly due to voyages by individuals like Columbus and Vasco da Gama, who opened up new paths in the global economy. Asia and the Americas. 1200s. Asia. The Mongol Empire ruled, encouraging cultural exchange and growth. Americas. Pre-Columbian cultures were dominant, with civilizations such as the Maya and the Inca prominent. 1400s. The Ming Dynasty in China brought stability and growth after the Yuan. The Americas. The late 1400s marked the beginning of European contact, leading to significant changes in the region, and unfortunately, a lot of death due to disease. Comparisons between cultures. Song China and Japan. Song China had a big group of people to help govern the country. Japan had smaller local rulers and focused more on feudal relations, where lords provide protection in return for service. Abbasid Caliphate in Western European kingdoms. The Abbasid Caliphate used religion to strengthen its control. And the Western European kingdoms were not controlled by the Roman Catholic Church. Swahili Coast in Western Europe. The Swahili Coast was closely linked to many trade routes. Western Europe developed slowly because it was not near the main trade routes. Silk Road's influence. Song China and the Abbasid Caliphate benefited from the Silk Road, a famous luxury trade route. Western Europe did not have major land trade routes, which slowed its development. Europe and China's agricultural practices. Europe used a three-field crop rotation to grow more food. China introduced champa rice to increase food production. Mali Kingdom, Abbasid Caliphate, Song Dynasty, and Northern India kingdoms. Well, the Mali Kingdom and the Abbasid Caliphate used the Islamic religion to bring people together. Song Dynasty and Northern India kingdoms faced problems due to different religious beliefs and practices. New states emerged. The Mamluk Empire originated from the Abbasid Empire. It was mainly in Egypt. from the 13th to the 15th centuries. The leaders were Mamluks, who were slave soldiers before they became rulers. They were very good at fighting, and they also made advances in science, literature, and art. Eventually, they were conquered by the Ottoman Empire in 1517. The Seljuk Empire also originated from the Abbasid Empire. Or was it? In parts of what are now Turkey, Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, and Pakistan. From the 11th to 14th centuries, the leaders were Seljuk Turks, who were nomadic warriors before establishing the empire. They expanded their territory a lot, had cultural and artistic developments. They were attacked by the Mongols in the 13th century. Later, what was left of them joined the Ottoman Empire. Finally, the Delhi Sultanate. They originated from the Gupta Empire. They were located in India with the capital in Delhi. They were from the 13th to 16th centuries. The leader was Qutb al-Din Aibak. They had a lot of cultural and artistic growth, a strong military force based on cannons and gunpowder. They introduced new ideas and practices in India. There were different Mamluk, Khalji, Tughlaq, and Sayyid dynasties within it, and they were overthrown by the Mughal Empire in 1526. Revival of old empires. Song dynasty, influenced by the Han dynasty. Location, China. Time period, 960 to 1279. Features, great economic growth, many new technologies, printing, gunpowder, paper money, rich cultural achievements, art, the history of Sima Guang, the poetry of Li Qingzhao. End. Conquered by the Mongols in 1279. Mali Empire, succeeding the Ghana Kingdom. Location, West Africa. Capital, Niani. Time period, 13th and 14th centuries. Features, very rich due to the gold and slave trade. Center for learning about Islam. Ruled by powerful kings, including Mansa Musa, who went on a famous pilgrimage and crashed economies on his way. Peak. It reached its highest power and size during Mansa Musa's time. In the end, it lost power in the 15th century, later replaced by the Songhai Empire. Holy Roman Empire, influenced by the Kuman Empire. Location, Central Europe. Time period, 9th to 19th centuries. Features, many different areas and people under one rule. Ruled by an elected emperor, seen as a new Roman Empire. Very important in European history. It ended in 1806 after Emperor Francis II lost a war. Expansion in different regions. Aztecs, located in Mesoamerica or Central America. From the 14th to the 16th century, they're in central and southern Mexico. They built a strong empire with an intricate culture, created stunning art and massive buildings, had their own writing system and way of keeping records, believed in many gods. Unfortunately, the Spanish conquistadors defeated them in the 16th century. Incas in South America, from the 15th to the 16th century. They were in the Andes Mountains along the western coast of South America. Had a vast empire with an effective government system, known for great buildings and farms, including Machu Picchu. They built roads and had ways to send messages quickly. Had their own writing system and way of keeping records. Believed in many gods. The Spanish conquistadors defeated them in the 16th century. City-states in East Africa. They were in different periods. The east coast of Africa, including areas in modern-day Ethiopia and Eritrea. There were different small independent states that existed in different times. They're known for their rich culture. Important cities like Mombasa and Zanzibar played a big part in East Africa's history and culture, even now. City-states in Southeast Asia, also in different periods. Areas in modern-day Cambodia, Vietnam, Indonesia, and Malaysia. These were small, powerful states that existed in different times, as the Kingdom of Funan and the Srivijaya Empire are sort of early examples of city-states. Recently, Singapore and Brunei are also city-states. They're important in Southeast Asia's history, politics, and culture.